Hello all, welcome back to my channel. I am Raju Puchala. In this video, let's take a look at how to count the number of vowels in a given string. If you're appearing for an interview and someone asks you a question like this, my quick suggestion to you, try to understand the question as much better as you can. Based on my experience, I'm telling you that most of the times it's because of the pressure or butterflies in the tummy, the stomach. So even though the candidate, they don't understand the question, they start acting like they understand the question. So basically it reflects such a way that you are not a good listener. So try to understand what exactly the question asked. If you don't know what exactly a vowel means, it can be a vowel, or it can be a Fibonacci series, or it can be a natural number, prime number, whole number. We have like many terminologies, and it doesn't mean that everyone does know about everything. So sometimes you may not understand, sometimes you might be in a pressure. So it's always like, you ask the question, you try to get all the clarification, you take 1 or 2 minutes, is totally fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's see how we can do this, count the number of vowels in a given string. So I'm jumping back into my Colab, and let's see what exactly a vowel. Any letter A, E, I, O, U, or capital A, capital E, capital I, O, U. If any, all of these are the vowels. For example, let's say my name Rajiv. So it has A, it has I, 2 vowels are there. So whenever these letters are used, which means that the vowels are used, right? So what I'm going to do, so let's list on all the vowels here. Vowels is equal to A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. And then let's see, for example, the given word, the given input letter is equal to O. Now let's see, if input letter, if this letter exists in these vowels, I would like to print as exists, or else I would like to print as does not exist. Now because we all know that O exists over here, which is in the vowels, so input letter, this is in the vowels, so it will print like exists. For example, let's say capital R, and let's do this one, does not exist. Okay, now at this point we concluded that what are the vowels, and we know how to check whether the word exists in the vowels or not. Now the question that asked over here is that count the number of vowels. So we would like to count how many number of vowels are there in a given word. For example, if the given the word is like the United States of America, if they give this word, you have to count the number of vowels in this one. So now let's say this is the input word. Okay, now let's execute this one. Now let's see. So let's set a function. As like I said earlier, an expert always uses the functions and the classes. So like that, we will also use the functions. So let's use the define count vowels. So here let's pass like a word, and at this point of time you don't know what exactly a word here, I don't know what exactly the word over here, unless we pass the variable input word over here. So instead of calling the input word, I'm just calling a word, or you can call A, you can call B, anything is fine. It doesn't mean that it has to be word. Okay, now one variable has been passed over here, and let's also take what exactly the vowels are. A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. And now what I would like to have, so for each and every character in word, for example, if it is like the United States of America, for each and every letter, like for example letter, so T, H, E, for each and every letter in the word, if letter in vowels. So you can see I'm taking a letter, it can be X, it can be Y, or anything. I'm taking the letter for letter in word. So the word we doesn't know anything, right? So for example, let's assume this is the word. For each and every letter, so for example T and H, E, if the letter, for example, let's say it will start with T, and if the letter in vowel, this one, T is there, no, T is not there, and H is not there, E is there. So every time whenever it returns, I would like to written in number 1. Okay, so this is little confusing, but and then so now whenever there is a vowel, it returns 1, but I would like to count the number of vowels, so I'm going to mark it as sum. So you can see over here how we frame this entire whole sentence, and I would like to return this one, right? So now let's execute this function here. Okay, now count vowels, taking one more cell, and here I'm passing the input word, this one. So you can pass like this, and then it has counted the number of vowels are there, and the number of vowels is 11. For example, let's see, count vowels. I would like to pass my name, Rajiv Pujala. So how many vowels are there? 4 vowels are there. 5. Okay. A, I, and then A, E, I, O, U. So A, I, and then U, A, E, 5 words. So this is how you can count the number of vowels in a given string, and you can generate this one. Thanks a lot for watching this one. I mean, more than the code, I would like you to understand how I'm like writing the code. So the logics behind that. So the main intention of these videos is that, so how we are using all these sentences and all this logics and all, so that if someone asks you a different question, you can at least think of like how I can go through a string, how I can play with a string, how I can count the vowels, etc. Thank you for watching this video. If you're looking for additional in-class trainings, I mean, you can go through my description in this video, and you can drop me an email. I appreciate you if you can share your feedback as well. And also, all this code, it is available in my GitHub. I will provide the link over there in the description. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I wish you all the best for your learnings.